For 1,000 years, Catholics have followed a pope from Europe, but in Latin America, Catholicism remains a central part of local culture. Friends and family are remembering the student known as Nico, saying he was a kind person with a deep love of music. Officials say the cause of death is still under investigation. FallingFruit.org is all about celebrating the bounty of food that usually goes to waste in streets, sidewalks, and yards. The hope is that the site also fosters community. And for more on that, we have one of the website's creators here in the studio. For that, back to you folks at the desk. Unless the university comes into a lot of private money, these tuition hikes are expected to become pretty standard. So the university is encouraging students and families to plan accordingly. Leigh Myers, News Team Boulder. The weather this month has been wild in Colorado. Record snowfall for May, and city officials and firefighters are breathing a massive sigh of relief. Elyria-Swansea is just north of downtown Denver, and according to the EPA, it's the most polluted zip code in Colorado. For nearly a decade, it's also been classified a food desert, meaning residents have to walk multiple miles to get to the nearest grocery store, offering healthy food options. Over 23 million Americans live in food deserts, in need of healthy food, but their neighborhoods are often too polluted or too occupied for agriculture. That's where the increasingly popular practice of hydro farming, like at the Grow House, comes in.
So this is a chart of different ingredients that we're selling here at the Grow House, with a range of prices based on what you would pay at Walmart and what you would pay at Whole Foods, as a way of suggesting what people can donate to pay for the produce that we have.
The Grow House offers fresh produce,
tomatoes, peppers, squash, eggplants, cucumbers, zucchini,
and fish, all grown in the heart of Elyria-Swansea, using aquaponic and hydroponic techniques, where the fish and produce grow in a contained, mutually beneficial system. These techniques are then taught to others of all ages.
It uses less resources to make a better, more efficient food, so that would help an area that doesn't have a lot of nutritious food around.
The Grow House is also a community center that wants to share why something like aquaponics is important. The Grow House teaches permaculture, which can generally be described as a way of living that looks at nature to build sustainable, intelligent designs for how we live our life. At the core of permaculture are three core ethics: care for the earth, care for people, and redistribution of surplus. It's this general lifestyle that the Grow House seeks to share with others, and specifically the Elyria-Swansea community. At the Grow House, the mission is equally split between providing food, education, and fostering grassroots community.
There's so many different issues and challenges that we're trying to solve here all at once at the Grow House, but a lot of it really just comes back to reconnecting with the natural systems around us.
Around the globe, hydro-agriculture is rapidly on the rise, both to fulfill needs and for profit. Cities like Chicago and Milwaukee are becoming hubs for urban agriculture, and large investors and tech firms from the Silicon Valley are also getting into hydro farming. And for simple reasons. Urban farming methods use 98% less water than traditional farming, and with no soil used, even the most polluted, cramped cities can produce thousands of pounds of clean food from small, cheap real estate. Whether to make profit or just bring healthy food to an area in need, urban farming is giving everyone a new way to think about their food and where it comes from. Leigh Myers, News Team Boulder. Ask people what they think of when they hear exotic dancer, and something like this usually comes to mind.
Stripping.
strippers.
But non-traditional dance forms like go-go and pole dancing have come a long way since their origins in strip clubs and wild bars. Hiring exotic dancers is quickly becoming a way to take an ordinary event and make it extraordinary. You might have noticed recently that most big parties, shows, concerts feature go-go dancers like Bronwyn or aerial performers. And the truth is that these forms of dance are only expected to become more mainstream and more popular. Award shows, concerts, even pro football games are featuring go-go and aerial dancers as entertainment. And with all this visibility, the mainstream is realizing that these girls are professional dancers, working on contract for a paycheck, not for dollars in the club. Linda Crane practices various forms of non-traditional dance, and she says she never dreamed she would be the exotic dancer she is today.
I will be the first person to admit that when I was first told, try pole dancing class, I laughed and was like, yeah, right. But oh my God, is it so much fun.
Linda just qualified to compete in the Miss Pole Dance Oklahoma competition, and the overall winner of that event is invited to the Pole Championship Series Championship, the Super Bowl of competitive pole dancing. Since 2010, pole dancing champs have been pushing to get pole dancing included in the Olympics, thus far without approval. But some exotic dancers say although these forms of dance take training, strength, and skill, they should remain a form of expression and less of a sport.
For me, it's more than just a trick. It's more than flipping upside down or hanging upside down by your leg. You know, that has to express itself in the details of how a person holds their hand, you know, how a person moves their arm. You know, everything has to be about the character you're portraying.
Like with pole dancing, go-go dance students also have the option to go pro.
Similar to any job, if you're good at it, don't do it for free. Unless doing it for free means you get to hang out with Deadmau5 and Nero backstage, then yeah, do it for free, because that in and of itself is a priceless experience.
And if you do want to become a professional go-go dancer, you're in the right place. Some of the biggest go-go dance teams and auditions are right here in Colorado. Most of the girls that come to classes like these are just looking for a fun new hobby, and this one has fitness and, in some cases, confidence-building benefits.
And I thought that for my New Year's resolution, I would kind of figure out my shyness and get used to my body, and been here ever since.
In addition to the boost in self-esteem, personal trainers and fitness experts say these ladies are strengthening, toning, and elongating muscle in a manner similar to traditional aerobics classes. Whatever the reason, for fitness, for fun, for friendship, for sport, or for work, it seems at its core, these exotic dance classes are mostly about bringing out that confident inner goddess. Hannah-Leigh Myers, News Team Boulder. And I'm Hannah-Leigh Myers. Coming up today, a look at jobs for women going into journalism, and we'll find out more about CU's version of American Idol. Beginning next year, students at the University of Colorado Boulder will be paying 8.7% more in tuition. And with Americans watching their pocketbooks more than ever, students and parents are wondering, when are these tuition hikes going to stop? And why is this becoming the new norm? Staying in shape can be a pain, but CU researchers say they're taking one step closer to making losing weight effortless. Researchers at the University of Colorado School of Medicine successfully deleted the diet gene in mice. When the gene was taken out of the mice, they were able to eat high-fat diets without gaining any weight. Scientists say humans carry the same gene, which could be a big step in the fight against obesity. However, sorry to say, any test results in people will take about 15 years. One student will win the CU Idol singing competition and a $1,000 grand prize. News Team's Brianne Bilbrey has that story. Don't forget to check us out on the web at newsteamboulder.org and follow us on Twitter at NewsTeamB. Have a great day. People are saying the choice to elect Pope Francis was a savvy one that could bolster dropping numbers of Catholics in South America. Whether or not Pope Francis brings the masses back to the Catholic Church remains to be seen. Hannah-Leigh Myers, News Team Boulder.